What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project XTalk and Xbox Podcast, episode number 224, presented by Save the Game Media. I'm your host, Kevin, and on today's episode, we're talking all about Assassin's Creed Shadows. We also have some Game Pass updates, and Xbox is trying to really push Xbox Play Anywhere. But before we get to that and more, got to introduce my co-host, rocking with me as always, JamPackSam. How are we doing, my friend?
What's up, man? I'm doing very well. It is officially Assassin's Creed Shadows time. I've been playing it. Now we can talk about it. So I'm excited to dig into it. It's been quite the week. I have cranked out a ton of content. I think I'm at the point where I'm developing like a carpal tunnel or like something in my hand.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because it's like whenever I put my pinky and my thumb together, there's like a little tension going on there. So might need to touch some grass. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. We don't know yet.
A few months ago, my left hand, whenever I would move my bend my thumb, I would get really intense pain, but it only happened after I played on the PS5. You know, those DualSense controllers. You're not
Saying, man.
not your issue, but
yeah. That weird. Now mine is where I use a shortcut to cut up content, like to film to edit my footage down, and so I just have like a weird like claw grip all the time, and I go back and forth like this. So that's my problem. But other than that, doing really well.
All right. Well, I'm excited to chat with you about some Assassin's Creed. We're also joined by a special guest this week, my brother, the man who has played every Assassin's Creed game. Kyle, how are you?
I'm tired, Kevin.
Wake up.
I just did, like literally 20 minutes ago.
I'm surrounded by people with random sleeping schedules. All right.
3 a.m. gang, let's go.
That's when I cleaned my apartment today.
I mean, I respect it, man. I think the past 2 days I've awoken, whatever you want to say. I had like 3:30 to 3:45, and then I've been going to bed at like 8:30. That's my routine that I'm on. Loving it, really enjoying it.
I went to bed at 12:30.
So you 12:30 a.m. or p.m.
a.m.
So you woke up at 3 a.m. to clean your apartment 3 hours later?
Yeah, not by choice, but I was just up anyways. I figured I might as well be productive.
That's fair. Yeah, I understand that.
You vacuuming, like just waking everyone else up in the building at 3 a.m. or
no? I don't have any carpet, thankfully.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I have a normal sleep schedule. I get my nice 6 to 7 hours, and then get on with my day. All right.
Yeah, understandable.
All right, everyone. Well, I see some people in the chat. Shout out Rick Davis, Nissa, Alpaca Tom. Glad to see you guys all hanging out. Why don't we jump into housekeeping so we can get on with the show? This is Project XTalk. We are live every Thursday right here on youtube.com/Save the Game Media. If you can't catch us live, post every Friday morning on your favorite audio platform of choice. While you're over there, please make sure to drop us that 5-star review. It does help us in the algorithm. And as I said last week, we are 8 subscribers away from 1,000 on YouTube. So if you haven't, please come subscribe to the channel. Help us hit that milestone. If you want to support us even further than that, get early audio access to all of Save the Game Media content and exclusive bonus shows, head over to patreon.com/Save the Game Media. Choose the tier that's right for you, like our current supporters. So thank you to Fabulous Brianna, Rick Davis, Chad, Elwood Parker III, Silkenit, Lee Navarro, the Xbox Expansion Pass, Dave Harp, David Hotright, Lillian, Marcus O'Neill, Brendan Myers, Nikolai at Night, Lindsay, Brianna's mom, and Brianna's brother. Thank you all so much. Now we got housekeeping out of the way. I gotta know, besides the main thing we're going to be talking about, Sam, what have you been playing?
That's about it, man. I just been playing Assassin's Creed. I want to get back into Call of Duty because like now I have the PC and I've been playing more on the PC and it's like playing really well on PC. And I played it a little bit. I fixed some packet loss, which I know that I was rambling about in the XEP Discord, I think. But I had to do like some of those PC things where you go in and like change settings and flush your cache and re-render your shaders and all that random stuff. So that's on the like back burner. Side note, good. I mean, the TMNT event was still going on last week, but the main thing I have been playing is Shadows. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kyle, have you been playing anything besides Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Yeah. I mean, well, you and I finished Monster Hunter Wilds.
You're muted.
Oh, he's good. I can hear him.
Oh, I can't hear him. What is happening? No.
Keep going.
So Kevin and I finished Monster Hunter Wilds. So that was pretty enjoyable. I think I might like World better. World felt like I had more content, but it might have just been like drawn out or paced differently. The
Mm.
story in Wilds is completely skippable. Just skip everything. It's not even worth bothering. Just the waste of time. But fighting the monsters is cool. And my gear is all great. Kevin had some issues with gear and getting it and surviving. But
Yeah, I'm at the point of Monster Hunter, I think, where I'm like, do I want to keep playing this game?
I mean, to be fair, I've seen you playing it throughout the week, and I say, wow, he's still going. It's like, I'm trying to think of something that's not offensive, but it's like a really old dog where you come back after college and you're like, man, he's still there. Look at this guy. Yeah, man, you're just keeping on trucking. I'm proud of you.
Still hanging strong. Yeah.
I'm at like 40 hours, so you got to be like the high 20s.
No, I'm at like 23.
Wow. Okay. Well, either way, that's more than I thought Kevin was going to get. So
it's more than I'll ever get.
I think that's more than I put in Worlds. I beat the story of this one.
Yeah.
I didn't get
fought
that far.
Every monster.
I didn't get anywhere near that in Worlds, and it really is that we've hit the point where like we fought every monster now, and it's really just like fashion hunter. Where it's like, do you want to make yourself look good? And that always kind of pitters out for me, where I'm just like, that armor looks cool, but also you're telling me I need to go fight like 6 different monsters to get these gems that are like, got a 4% chance that this might drop, so just keep trying. I'm like, oh man, can it just be like 100% chance though? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's definitely not my kind of game, but I'm glad that you seem to be having enough fun to stick around with it. I feel like
I just get bullied in by him and our friend group to play.
Yeah.
And then I also played about 4 hours of the Atelier Yumiya demo. So that came out early on Monday. I did everything possible that you could possibly do in the demo, even like breaking into areas that you definitely aren't supposed to be in yet, just because I wanted to see. And that comes out at midnight tonight. So, I'll be there at midnight playing that for the next 3 days.
That's why he took a nap, so he could be up.
I see.
That's right.
My plan is to go to the gym after this, go back to sleep, wake up at 11:55.
This is some truly psychotic behavior.
I'm trying to I'm processing the sleep schedule of like, all right, so you went to bed last night at midnight, and then you wake up and you vacuum at 3. What time did you go to bed after you vacuumed?
I didn't go to bed. I've been up.
So you got 3 hours of sleep last night. Is that what we're
yeah, which is around what I usually end up with normally. And then I went to work. I was falling asleep standing up, which was pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And then I came home, watched some anime, and then I took a 30-minute nap before this.
Okay, so overall we're at 3.5 hours of sleep for the day. What caffeine intake? What are we talking?
None.
So you just absolutely raw dog life.
Yeah, I was like raw dog.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's some wild behavior.
It's pretty awful. I don't recommend it. It's terrible.
That's crazy. That's pretty wild. But hey, I mean, more power to you if you can hold that down. I really hope you get some sleep this weekend, but I also understand the grind. We've all been there, so I don't blame you either.
I'm gonna be crafting bombs.
in the game.
Oh yeah. To the FBI agent listening, that's for the games.
Shout out Ferris Wheel Pro says, is that MF JamPackSam?
You know it is, dude. What's up?
Haven't seen you around these parts. Welcome. All
right,
well,
Joey from Game Explain days. He's bounced around a couple of different things. But yeah, Joey's we've been ride or die for like 15 years, 10 years, a long time. But yeah, Joey's good people.
And Sean Capri, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We talked about you last week, Sean, when it was Sam's birthday, because you were the only one on planet Earth.
I don't build it up or anything. Like, I don't let people know when it's my birthday. And then all of a sudden, Sean's like, found his leaked social security number. It's his birthday today. And then just like lights it up, which I'm not mad about. I appreciate it.
He has I swear, his Discord, I'm pretty sure he has everyone's birthday somehow. I don't know how he does it, but he does.
Maybe it was in the onboarding for the Discord. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember putting in my date of birth in Discord. And like, do I have access to that information? I don't
know. But I appreciated it. It was nice to see.
Yeah, of course. Well, we rolled credits on Split Fiction, Kyle, which you didn't mention. And I believe I tweeted
Forgot
out,
it happened.
yeah, the sleep deprivation. I tweeted out, I put it on Blue Sky, whatever you want to call it, that the last level of Split Fiction, I think, is required gaming. This is something that I think is absolutely remarkable and something that everyone should experience that plays video games. Just the level of creativity on display cannot be understated for the last level, especially. Like, I think the whole game is very creative. They switch genres constantly. Like, beautiful gameplay is fantastic throughout. I actually like the story even more than It Takes Two, but that last level in general, really special.
Yeah, that's awesome. I again haven't looked at it much of the game. Like I've covered it on my channels, but I'm it's just not the kind of game that I would typically play. I might pick it up at some point with my fiance when she's out of school and we can like sit down and really play it. But I think it's awesome to see how much love Hazelight is getting for this. Did you guys see where somebody finished like a super difficult level and now they're flying that pair out to check out one of the next game? So that stuff's cool. Like Hazelight's doing it right, and somehow they're doing it right with NEA, which is like another level of impressiveness. So good for them.
So I see you mentioned this, and I keep seeing people say this. EA doesn't own them.
They published up underneath them.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
they just publish their games. Like they just like, hey, you want to publish our game? Say yes. But like I've seen on the internet, because I think Joseph Ferris did a recent interview where he was like, we don't have to pitch our games to EA. Like we don't have to like they have no control over this essentially. And everyone seemed surprised by that. And I was like, yeah, they're an independent studio. Like why
EA Originals branding that throws me off.
probably.
Because I didn't look into it that much, quite frankly, but obviously I'm being wrong. Yeah, the EA Originals thing, I think it's always like PlayStation Productions, where I'm like, okay, Helldivers is made by a PlayStation studio. I know that's there, so I thought EA Originals.
Helldivers is in fact not made by a PlayStation studio.
Arrowhead's not first party?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just an idiot and I'm going to stop talking. Never mind.
They're also
am I right?
They're also an independent studio.
Okay, well, when I boot up, does Destiny even have a PlayStation splash screen at the beginning? I have no idea.
I don't know about that one. I haven't booted Destiny up in years.
All right, 3 for 3 of being wrong. Let's just keep going.
I already talked about Monster Hunter Wild, so yeah, that's all we've been playing. Might as well get into the first story of today, which is just going to be our Assassin's Creed Shadows impressions. So Assassin's Creed Shadows has finally arrived. The latest installment in Ubisoft's long-running franchise is finally upon us, and reviews dropped a few days ago. Currently sitting at an 82 on OpenCritic, reviews have actually been quite positive. However, who needs those reviews? Because all three of us have played the game early. Sam, I'm going to start with you. I want to know, how long have you played the game and general overall thoughts so far?
Yeah, so far I have played, I think I would say I've probably put around 20 hours into it at this point, and take that for what you will. I think you can form a strong opinion after almost a day of game time. But I am really enjoying this game. During my review, or my, I guess, impressions, my review in progress, my video on it, whatever you want to call it. This is by far the best Ubisoft game in years, but it's also one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds that I've played so far. Just because if you go into it with an open mind of like, in premise, I know what an Assassin's Creed game is, but over the past couple of years, the RPG games have had a very different skew to them. I think this evolves that a little bit more, but it's just a good game. And like, I don't care what label you put on it. It's one of my favorite Assassin's Creed labeled experiences that I've had. And that could speak to my taste and like what I want out of games these days, because it's definitely not Assassin's Creed 2, Mirage, that kind of game. But I'm really, really enjoying it. So first impressions, very strong. And we can get more into the details and stuff, but I'm really enjoying it so far.
Awesome. Love to hear. Yes, I did watch your video, everyone.
Okay, Sam.
That's a talk studio issue, guys.
Can you hear, Sam?
I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Oh my god. We're gonna switch. I'm gonna tell Bree to cancel. Save our money on this. Okay, so yeah, everyone, please go check out JamPackSam's review on his channel, because that was also a fantastic review, along with some other people. Carpool Gaming had a great review. XCP had a great review. I would throw it to Kyle right now, but he says he can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just not for you to talk. I see how it is. Kyle, how long have you played Assassin's Creed Shadows, and what are your current general impressions?
Okay, so I'm roughly 10 hours in. And my general impressions are that this is the most disappointed I've been with an Assassin's Creed game
Oh,
in
Wow.
maybe a decade. Um,
So
I
before you go any further, Kyle and I have specifically not talked about how we feel about the game. Like we'll be in party chat, we'll be playing the game and like separately, obviously. But like he's like, "Oh, so how you feeling?" I'm like, "I refuse to answer that question. You'll find out Thursday." So this is the first time hearing of this.
yeah. Um, like there are lots of positives about it. Um, but I think that there's a lot of stuff in it that is a huge step backwards compared to the previous titles, and a lot of things that they didn't fix from the previous titles. So as of right now, I mean, I'm still gonna play it, obviously, because I play every Assassin's Creed to completion. Um, and it in the core like gameplay is still fun. Like the stealth is still fun. But overall, I'm not like in love with it or even like putting it in the top 10 of Assassin's Creed games.
Not in the top 10 is a wild
Interesting.
take. There
Yeah.
has not even been that many games, but I mean, you're entitled to that opinion. It's fine.
There are 10 Assassin's Creed games though. Okay. So I was not expecting that. I didn't know he was going to go there, and I want to know more about why you feel that way for sure. Because first of all, I've never beaten Assassin's Creed game. I think the most I've played in Assassin's Creed game is like a few hours. I'm currently 11 hours into Shadows. I and people will tell me I'm wrong for playing this way. I'm basically mainlining it. I've done a few side missions here or there. I did kill an entire family tree of people that you unlock. All right. So I did all that content. All right.
Yep.
Because I was just like, I'm gonna end this bloodline. All right. But I have the ability to switch between Yasuke and Naoe. And I think where I fall with this game is that I'm still not a fan of Assassin's Creed. That being said, I don't think it's a bad game. I think there are a lot of positives here. Like, I think the stealth gameplay is pretty good. I think some of the story they're trying to tell is pretty good, mainly the Naoe story. I have yet to connect with Yasuke's story at all. And maybe that's because I don't like his gameplay style either. Like, it feels pretty bad to play, in my opinion. But I am having like an overall decent time. I'm not like over the moon about it, but I'm also not hating the experience. It's very middle of the road for me. I again don't think it's a bad game, but I also don't think it's like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. I'm right down the middle.
I mean, I think that's fair. I've seen a lot of different reviews, obviously, of all over the place from critics. Like you had Dual Shockers with the 5.5, and I'm like 5.5, and then you had some nines. I saw a perfect 10, which I also don't think this is a perfect 10 of a game either. So like, how do you guys want to do it? You want to talk about positives and then negatives, or like mix it up, or how do we
Yeah.
want to do it?
Let's talk about positives because I think where my mind immediately goes to is the stealth gameplay for me. I think that's a big positive of this. It seems like they've really from what people are telling me, they've really refined the stealth gameplay here. We've gotten back to like I feel like I can get to most places and sneak around and assassinate people. And now that I've learned like, oh, I should whistle a lot, like and that makes stealth a lot better. I'm having a lot more fun with the stealth gameplay.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, looking back on Valhalla, that was more like The Witcher 3 for me than any, like that wasn't even an Assassin's Creed game, more so than Shadows doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. But Valhalla was just like a big RPG. And then even thinking back, I would say like Origins is probably the one that felt like the most Assassin's Creed out of the RPG trilogy until we got to Shadows, because even going into Odyssey, it had that kind of like more, hey, you're going to fight big crowds of people, or we're really getting into the combat side.
Mm-hmm.
But going into shadows, I think the being able to crawl and like have that different height when it comes to when you can crouch and like hide in the bushes, that adds a little bit more depth to it. Crawling below decks and steps and stuff, if you can get below the floorboards, like I think that's interesting. But to your point, I think that going in whenever you're clearing out a camp or whatever, sitting on a perch and then tagging everybody and figuring out how you want to go about this. Like, do I want to throw a kunai and blow up that explosive over there and then distract people? Or do I want to just like take them out one by one and jump down from a roof? There's a lot of different options on how you want to approach everything. So I think the stealth is really well done too.
Yeah, I love the kunai. The kunai is like one of my go-to. If I see you without a hat on, you're getting a kunai in the skull. All right.
100%.
Kyle, positives. Like, and just saying, I can go back to you if there's more positives too. But
No, that's it. That's the only thing I like.
That's the only thing you like. Oh, yeah. 8 out of 10 stealth.
I do think the stealth is good. I really enjoy the light and shadow mechanics and being able to like blow out the candle lights to make yourself more invisible. It kind of, it does give you that like immersion of, oh, I am like a shinobi, like I am a ninja hiding in the darkness. So I like that. I like going prone in the bushes. I like being able to lay down in the water and like put that little stick up and like breathe through a tube. Like all that stuff is cool. All that stuff adds to the stealth, which is what I really enjoy. Like I want to play Assassin's Creed as a stealth game, and I at least get the option. I will, say that the AI isn't always the smartest, and by that I mean you mentioned whistling. Whistling is pretty much just broken. You can just lure like anyone over with a whistle and kill an entire camp that way. But also, once again, they have not fixed smoke bombs. You can smoke bomb entire groups of people, go in, kill people, leave, rinse and repeat, and you'll just wipe everybody out. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know what happened. Which is fine. I'm used to that because it's Assassin's Creed. But I think the refinements to the stealth are fine. Other than that, I don't think it's anything like super revolutionary that they've done. It's a lot more of just like small improvements on what was already there. And I do agree with Sam that compared to Valhalla, this is a much better stealth game because Valhalla was basically like, hey, we're gonna raid your town and you're gonna see us coming because we're gonna blow this big horn.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think that going back to what you said about the smoke bombs brings up a point that I want to make. Like I've heard people talk about like there are so many viewpoints and there are all these things you got to check off the maps and stuff like that. Like you got to climb up and you do the thing where it's like, oh, look at the view, and then 5 minutes later you're like, oh, look at the view, and like you keep doing this thing. And with the smoke bombs, it's that kind of thing. But then the more that I think about that, and the more that I think about the viewpoints and stuff, and like I take myself out of being somebody who's hyper focused on how does it compare to Ghost of Tsushima, like like how it fits into the larger space. Those are like Assassin's Creed things that people come for, right? Like, so I'm trying to think about, hey, the dude that's been playing Assassin's Creed, and that's like, this is a weird reference, but my dad or my friend's dad plays Assassin's Creed, and that's the only thing that he plays. And he's played Assassin's Creed Black Flag for like 10 years. Like that's all he does. And so like for that dude that's super into one specific game, you load him up with everything that makes Assassin's Creed, and he's going to have the next 15 years of his life ironed out, ready to go. So like when I think about it like that, it is packing in everything that makes an Assassin's Creed game, that game, even if it doesn't evolve it in any kind of significant way. Like I agree, there isn't a ton of innovation here when it comes to like reinventing the experience. But then you got like the Yahweh and the Nawe and the Yasuke switching back and forth. I think that's like the biggest innovative thing because you can choose two different gameplay styles. But Kevin, did you have something you wanted to chime in on there too?
Well, Silkenit wrote in with a question, part one of his question. He wanted to know our opinions on the story. Some find it good, other finds it nonsensical. And I wanted to bring up that I think the Nawe storyline is pretty good. And I'm not super deep in the Yasuke one, so it might get good later on. But like I have been in the entire way for her story, like the whole revenge plot line we got going on. Like they set that up. They made me feel invested immediately. Yasuke was like, it was a little weird how they structure the game, right? Like, because you kind of start as him and then he disappears for 10 hours. And then you have like tutorial sections twice And I'm like, this almost feels like you made this section and put it on at the like after. It was a very strange decision there for me, but like his story hasn't gripped me as much. Like I want to know for no spoilers, but I'm right now just doing the part where you have to go meet like a lady and then like another dude. So we'll see how we get that there. But yes, it's did anyone see that side tangent? Did anyone see the fighting cowboy clip I posted of someone came into his chat and was complaining about the Black Samurai, and he went off on them for like
on Twitter,
2 minutes, and I was like, let's go. I feel it in my soul. All right.
Yeah.
It's because I'm interested because there have been things that he has said in the like his interactions with Noway, I think, are more interesting than like when he's by himself. I want to know like more what's going on there. But yeah, I think the story for Noway is another big positive for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that Noway, I was shocked, and again, not to do spoilers, but going in, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that, to your point, like Yasuke's there and then he's not. And then I started playing this game and I'm like, I thought there were two protagonists. Like I think I played 8 hours where I just didn't see Yasuke, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is a Noway game. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Naway's story. I think Yasuke's story kind of starting to grow on me a little bit. The one qualm that I have with the story though, there, and this is like probably me just sounding uncultured, but like a lot of the names just kind of like wash over me, and I'm like, all of these various people that I'm going to see, I can't keep up with all these different storylines, and there's like all these circles of people that I'm doing on my objectives map, and I just lose track of what I'm doing a lot of the time. When you get into a cutscene and like it's being delivered really good stuff, like the core people that are in the actual main story are really, really well done, and like the delivery's good, and I'm enjoying with that so far. But then when I'm doing side quests, I don't even know what's going on half the time. I'm not gonna be lying.
That brings me to a question. I need to know: are you playing on that immersion mode where it's like in Japanese and Portuguese? Okay, Sam, I didn't think you. I think I know we're not in negatives yet, but I think the voice acting for the most of this game is atrocious. Like some of Naway's deliveries, I'm like, can we get her back in the booth? That sounded so bad.
Wait, are you not on immersive either? Are you?
I'm playing in English.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of the English voice acting is pretty bad.
I don't think it hasn't stood out to me as being very bad, but I have noticed a difference in quality when it comes from like the main quest and then you go to the side quest.
For sure.
Like the main quest, whenever it's a really emotional thing and like Naway's crying and like there's all this stuff going on. And then you go do like a fetch quest on the side where it's like, we have to go kill this bandit. And she's like, okay, let's go do it. Like it's one of the Ubisoft things where it feels like it's like checking the box. So there's like a wide variety there where it's almost like I don't want to like assume it is, but it's like an AI generated, like they just took her voice print and then just had it like throw out a line there on the side quest.
It does feel awkward sometimes. Yeah, I'm not so I guess Japanese is better from what the chat's saying.
The Japanese voice cast is stacked with like fantastic VAs. Do not play this game in English.
I might go switch it, but then I have to read, and I'm like, been up since 3. I don't know about reading, man. I don't know about that.
I'm not here for reading. Okay, any other positives we'll talk about before? Because I do have some issues I want to bring up, and that
the grappling hook.
Ooh, yeah, grappling hook positive. Issue? No, it's a positive.
No, that's positive.
Okay. Yeah.
I love like being able to just throw that thing up and like climb or like swing.
Well, that gets into
work the best, but you know, it's fun.
That gets into what I was saying, where I was like, I feel like I can navigate most situations because they give you the tools. And I didn't know, I got an achievement before when I was playing a little while ago. I was climbing like a giant castle, and like if I fell from where I was just gonna die. I was gonna splatter. And I tried to like swing to somewhere, didn't hit it, and I was just mashing left bumper, and I like luckily just grabbed something, and then it gave me an achievement for like grappling twice in a row.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was an achievement, but I was like, ooh, thank God. Like I was about to, because I have done that. I have jumped off places and just like you hit the ground and blood just pours out of your body.
Yeah,
Kevin, I got that achievement too. I was trying to climb up a not steep hill, but one that apparently she is unable to walk up. even though she's a shinobi. And I just started mashing the button, and it gave me that achievement. I was like, all right, perfect, great, good job.
Wait, you could grapple on a side of a mountain?
If there's a roof above you and you like run up and then start sliding down the mountain a little, and you just start throwing your hook up.
Interesting. Yeah, I also unlocked the achievement probably by the way it was intended to. Whenever I there are things you get to where like you do that intentionally. But I think the grappling hook, I would compare the grappling hook edition in Shadows to like the grappling hook, the grapple shot in Halo Infinite, where it's like that really is a game changer for the way that you navigate this world, and I think that's really evolved it in a big way. I will say that like it's not as thrilling when you're trying to get viewpoints, and instead of like, how do I climb up this tower? Where are the handholds? You're like, I'm Batman in this thing, and I'm gonna sling up, and I'm gonna climb up this rope, and then I'm gonna look at everything around me. So I think it like has its perks and its detriments, but for a world this big to be able to have that tool to just like do what you need to do makes it way more navigable than if you didn't have that.
There are castles, like I've been to areas where I'm like, I should not be here. Like enemies are one shot me if I get caught. But I'll go and see like a viewpoint in their castle, and then I'll just like, I'm gonna run on the rooftops and just beeline it to there, get the viewpoint. I'll come back for you guys later. All right.
Yep, I do the same thing. And then I also unlock all of the little shinobi huts all across the all the scout huts, the little you can like have a fast travel point that's not the viewpoint. And so I'll go in and I'll just like, if I'm in an area, I'll unlock that if I don't want to go do the viewpoint. But man, it's gonna take me a minute to get these viewpoints. There are tons of them.
That's all Kyle's been doing.
Well, yeah. Before we move on, I do need, because you guys did talk about the story, I do need to preface this and say, I got through the tutorial and I got to the part where you get the world map and you can start equipping your gear and everything as Noway. And then I immediately was like, all right, I'm gonna go get every viewpoint in the entire world. And Kevin's like, but you're only level 5. And I go, I don't care. So I've been going through the entire map. I'm now level like 12 or 13. And I've been fighting level like 35s. I'm not afraid. And getting all those viewpoints. I got inventories full of level 30 gear that I just can't equip. Legendaries that I just probably won't ever be able to use for another 20 hours.
We've played almost the same amount, and I'm level 18. So like, if you just do the story, you could take those guys. Like,
Yeah, but I want all the viewpoints, and then when I go do the story, I don't need to go to the viewpoints. I just fast travel everywhere, and then the story's done like that. This is how I play first I'm gonna have to do all the other side quests first, and then I'll get to the story. The story's always the last thing that I do. I will say though, my strategy, I have been finding targets in the assassination tree that you've mentioned, even though I have no idea who they are yet. And it'll be like target killed, and I'll be like, all right, don't know who that was, but he's dead now. I'm like, way to go, me.
I did get one of those too. That happened to me as well, where like I'm just wandering around and like all of a sudden I get one of those slow motion things, and it's like a name pops up and it's like Takahashi, whatever. And then I just go over there and slash him, and then eventually he'll appear in my tree or something. But I had no intention to actually kill this guy right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I only went and killed him because it said he had like bodyguards like covering this area in this castle. I've been doing like all the castles too. The castles are like so much fun to me.
Yeah, they're good time.
But yeah, whenever I see like bodyguards like hiding someone, I'm like, I need to kill you. Kevin gave me a bunch of crap because even in the tutorial, I was like, I need to kill everybody. Everybody needs to die.
Yeah, I don't play that way. I'll like be like, okay, how do I get to the main guy and end this quest? So it's like I'll kill like as little people as possible to get to the assassination.
They're all evil. They all need to die.
When I roll up, all right, if I'm clearing out a castle, okay. All right, so when you get to a castle, you've got the like regular level people with weapons and stuff. And then you have like random people that are wandering around with the level 1 thing.
Yeah, they die too.
You got a health bar, so
I kill them for sure.
You're getting taken out because you're gonna tell them, and then it's gonna be a big thing. So like, I'm gonna stab you, even though you're like picking beans or whatever. I'm just gonna like stab you in the head, and then we're just gonna keep on rolling. So I also am one that clears out the entire camp and leaves no survivors.
Yeah, there was a housemaid. She was cleaning the stairs, and I didn't know. I thought they were civilians. And so she starts yelling. He's like, he's over here. He's over here. I'm like, what? Kunai to the face. And I was like, all right, let's get on with our day.
I will say one for assassinations, one of the negatives was that it continued this awful trend they've been doing in these new Assassin's Creed games, where because they're all level based, they're like, oh, assassinations only take away part of the health bar. It's not a guaranteed kill. And I was like, nope, I'm turning that off. I'm like, if I assassinate someone, regardless of level, it has to be a guaranteed kill. I am an assassin. You are dead.
I think that's fair. I think it like that comes down to, for me, the difference between Valhalla style gameplay and then like an Assassin's Creed game. Like, I think those are the two different things of like, if I'm playing, I don't even want to say that I would turn it off if I was doing something differently. I've left it on. I didn't even know that was an option. That's good to know. But like, if I'm playing as Yasuke, I kind of want that, like, I can't really take you out. We've got to fight kind of thing, because that's more of like I don't even want to call it like a For Honor style approach of like playing a game. And then you've got the actual thing of, hey, I'm going to shove a hidden blade directly in the back of your skull, and you can't survive that physically at all. So like, it depends on how you want to go, but that's interesting they added that in there.
Yasuke has assassinations too. He stabs a sword through your spine and lifts you up.
Yeah,
let's go.
Pretty sick.
I think they're called like ruthless assassin, or like
brutal assassination.
Brutal assassination. Yeah, I was
like,
all right, let's go.
Yasuke's gameplay feels like he should be in a completely different series, not this game.
Yeah,
they should have just made a different game starring him.
As I mentioned, that's probably my main negative critique about the game, to be honest, is like, and there are times where it forces you, and I think I might be past that, but like there are certain quests that you have to play as him to finish. And that's where I'm more like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I'll play as now way up until the point where it yells at me, and then I'll just switch in the field. But yeah, if they made him like 15% more mobile, I think I wouldn't have any complaints.
Yeah, it's definitely Yasuke is my least favorite way to play the game, obviously, between the two. I don't know why I said that. Like, there's a running list of ways you can play the game. But like, I don't like Yasuke as much as I like Nawe. And it feels like this is very much so a Nawe game. And then Yasuke is there to satisfy the people that enjoyed the Valhalla combat. It's also, there are like good things and bad things about it. Like I mentioned it in my video, but I like it when a game pushes me to try something new. Even if I discover that I don't like it, I think that that's a service to the player to be like, hey, you should try this. And then you might fall in love with it. You might not. So like, I get why they do it that way, to show off that style of gameplay and to give people that experience. On the flip side, for the good thing, I also like that there's not like separate leveling. Like, you equally are able to unlock anything you want across both. So like, if you're over here just playing as Nawe, you don't go back in a level 40 area and you've got Nawe or Yasuke over here that's like a level 1 with no gear. So you'll find stuff for each throughout, and it's like a shared leveling system, which I think is really good. And then you can also embed different types of like perks and stuff onto your weapons later on. So like, there's a lot of stuff to do there, but I like the gear system as well. So like, there's a lot that I like there, and I like being pushed, but I also understand why some people wouldn't want to be kind of shoehorned into one or the other. That was something that I didn't see in my preview as well, just because that was only a 2-hour slice of the game. So now getting into the full game, you can see where, especially in certain missions where it'll start off and show you both sides, where like you play Nawe's side, then you go to Yasuke's side, and you kind of get both of the viewpoints. It's interesting how they kind of like try to get you to try new ways to play.
In my ideal, like if you were making an ideal Assassin's Creed for Kevin, right? We would get rid of this level nonsense. It wouldn't be an RPG. The gear system can stay. I like the gear system. Give it like a little effects or whatever. Get rid of the level nonsense. Get rid of this home base where you have to like build it and like make. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I think it's an interesting way to do it, because like I also don't spend a ton of time in there. But I also like the fact that it's there. I can collect cats and I can throw them in there. Like listen, dude, I like petting kitties, so I'm gonna.
I got a Tanuki.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got a Tanuki, you can buy a monkey at the shop and you can throw him on there. Lots you can do in there. So like, I enjoy the little home base building thing. I think it's better than having like the boring Assassin's Creed menu where you're like, just take my money and do whatever you need to do with it. I like that there's like an interactive element.
There's been like home bases for the Assassin since like Assassin's Creed 2. So
I can't. It doesn't vibe with me. It's the same with like Starfield, where they're like, make an outpost. I'm like, I'm not going to though.
Okay, to be fair, Starfield Outpost really sucked. Like, I really hate making Starfield Outpost. I did not want to do that at all.
Never made one.
I threw down like the base hut, and then I just never did anything else with it at all.
My only other like issue I will say is that I don't like the.
Oh, are we in issues already?
Yeah, I thought we were in issues.
Oh, I thought we were in positives.
Well,
I was going to give a shout out. I was going to give a shout out to the art direction. I think parts of the game are very pretty.
Yeah,
Very
no,
pretty game.
I'll agree with that. There are, especially when you're out in the open world there and like cherry blossoms or like the open fields, very colorful, very vibrant. I do think the cutscenes look pretty not great, but
it's weird. It's like the gameplay looks better than the cutscenes.
it's because they're in 30 FPS is what I've been told.
No way.
And it shows because I constantly see like little hitches every now and then in the cutscenes, especially in the beginning ones.
If they were in lower frame rate, shouldn't they look better? Like I'm thinking like Kena Bridge of Spirits was 24 FPS cutscenes, but they were gorgeous.
Am I blind? These cutscenes were not in 30 FPS as I'm playing this game.
Literally what everyone says is
there
that
is no way that those cutscenes are 30 FPS at all. The cutscenes just look lower quality to me, like the character models and stuff. And then you pop into the game and it's like, oh, this hair looks good. The lighting looks good. There's no way. I might have to pay more attention because there's no way.
No, I'm with you. Some of these character models, I'm like, am I playing Heavenly Sword on the PS3 right now? Like, what's going on?
Like in the cutscenes specifically, they're rough. I mean, Rick's telling me that I'm wrong. Maybe I just haven't been paying enough attention. I will say when I pop into the little hub place where like it's where I'm building all this stuff in the backyard, that is 30 FPS. That little area,
rough area.
Yeah, that is a rough area for performance, but it's only that area. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's interesting. I haven't noticed the cutscenes being 30 at all.
Yeah, Rick's saying every cutscene's 30 FPS on every platform except PC.
Interesting.
Maybe. My last critique, because I know I might sound a little negative. I'm having a good time, everyone. All right, I think we're all having a good time. Doesn't mean the game's perfect though. I don't like the way that quests are given to you on this board with little exclamation point. I'm like, can you just tell me who I'm supposed to go kill next? Because like, I didn't notice this, but you can like start a chain for like one of the main kill targets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be like, oh, this is a level 12 quest. You go do that. And then the next one in that chain can jump to like level 26 or 30. Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm going and I'm like, wait, why is this so hard now? Like I thought I saw like was soft locked for a minute there because like I got stuck in this area just dying over and over and over again. But it's like it was one of those things where like I had told the guy like I'm ready to go, so it put you in like an instance, right? Like you couldn't fast travel. So I was like, I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do. Luckily I got through it, but then I noticed like, oh hey, shows the levels. I have to be more attentive to that kind of information. So I wish I just kind of had a log that told me like, okay, go kill one of these next people instead of like this board.
It's difficult because I get what they're trying to do, where like you're progressing through this series of events naturally, where like you go kill this person, then you're like, okay, I've got to like lay low for a minute, go do this thing, then level up, go do something else. The other thing that I've called out is that I feel like the way that it splits it up makes the main storyline feel disjointed. Like I would love there to be a mode where I'm just playing through the events of the main campaign and it's just like a linear game, like where I'm just going through the story. But then it wouldn't be an Assassin's Creed game, right? Like it's got to be an open world Assassin's Creed game. So I get why that's not an option. And I'm not advocating it to be added or anything like that. But the story is so good that the way they split it up with the objectives feels weird. Another one of my like praises and critiques, I guess, is that they like try to get away from it being a list checking exercise of just going down and being like, go to the top left of the map, kill that guy, then go down here, do whatever you need to do down there, check it off in the quest. There's that whole system of he might be in this region and he's outside of this town.
You should send your scout out.
Yeah, he's next to this big tree, and then you got to send a scout out, and then they'll like show you the location. And then the scouts are like oddly sparse throughout the entire experience, so you might run out if you keep searching for stuff, or you like pick up stuff along the way for your home base and stuff.
Yeah, it was frustrating when they introduced that mechanic because I had like 4 scouts that like because you just find scouts like getting mugged out in the wild, right? And then you help them. And I didn't understand what it was telling me to do. So I just kept like putting it on an area and hitting the button and it would get rid of my scout. And it's like, no, go back to your information and like put it in the right area. I'm like, I don't like this. I turned guided exploration on. I'm like, just give me the check markers. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get rid of all the icons and like, hey, we'll give you bits of piece. He's in the southwest of Kyoto and go find him. Right? Not for me. Just give me a blue icon. Let me know where I'm going.
Yeah, I didn't even. Once again, I haven't looked at the options, so I didn't know you could toggle that off. I feel like it's good the first 5 times where you're like, oh, this is much more immersive. I've got to send a scout out to go find this. But then it's kind of like the viewpoints where I'm like, okay, yes, I get it. The mountain is pretty. Like, let me unlock this area. But I think it's good in theory, and then it just gets old over time. So I'm curious how they evolve it for the next game in 5 years, I guess. I don't know.
Kyle.
You want me to give my critiques and things that I don't like?
Yes, just don't, not the racist one you told me offline.
Wow. Wow.
That's a joke. It's a joke, everyone.
He
was the guy in Fighting Cowboys chat.
I think while the world is beautiful, traversing the world is the worst it has ever felt in any Assassin's Creed game ever. I hate trying to run between the zones is infuriating because every other Assassin's Creed, I could cut through the wild. I could, go off the path. This one, if I try to do that, they're like, oh, there's a mountain in your way. Oh, there's a bunch of cliffs in your way. Oh, there's some shrubs you're going to get stuck on. Oh, this slight hill is a little too slanted. You can't get up that anymore. Find a road and go a million miles around and then come up the back. Also, you're going to get it really stuck in between trees when you're sliding down and have to restart the game a bunch of times. That's happened a bunch, and that's infuriating. And I don't know how they managed to make it so much worse, but it's infuriating and I hate it. I need them to never do this again. Like, just let me run through the environment. No one was ever like, oh, I shouldn't be able to run up this short hill. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. It's not fun. I don't think the parkour feels as good as the other games either. It looks cooler. Like the flips and stuff that you do, super cool. But the fluidity of climbing and movement does not feel as good as even Valhalla, but especially not as good as Mirage in the last one. Yeah. So that's a big issue that I have. I think the map is too big, but most of the RPG Assassin's Creed maps are too big. But there's too many viewpoints. The viewpoints don't unlock the entire like map area anymore. They just unlock like the little area around it, which I think is annoying. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of the viewpoint. What else? There's the leveling system I think is too much. I don't need separate skill trees for all like weapons that I have.
My thing with the leveling system is, why do I get the same amount of experience when I'm level 12 killing a 26 as I do when I'm 12 killing a 13?
Oh yeah, no, it's like when I was like level 6, I was assassinating level 35s, and it's like, oh, 15 XP. And then I was level 7 killing a level 8, and it's like 15 XP. And I'm like, I get more XP from running over and finding this random shrine in the woods than I do killing this major that's 40 levels ahead of me. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't have a problem with the gear system. I think the gear system's fine. I think the effects are kind of cool. Right now, I have this like talisman on that if I unequip weapons, it boosts all my stats.
I have the same thing on.
Yeah, right.
I just got it tonight. I just got it tonight, and I'm like, my fiance was watching me play, and I'm like, I'm gonna unequip my katana and my tanto. She's like, why? I was like, I'm just gonna beat people with my fist. What are you talking about?
It boosts all your stats by like 100 and all your stats by like 150%, Kevin. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, why not? I'm like, I'm mostly just assassinating people anyways.
So can you fist fight in this game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go into like the weapons menu, you can unequip. Like you just go to the thing that's equipped, and there's like an unequip option there, and you don't have to pick something else. I think that for me, the gear system, like when I look at a gear system, like I hear you on the XP not feeling fulfilling. I also don't even think that I've thought about the XP that I'm earning. Like it's just like how often is gear dropping, and I think the gear drop rate is satisfying enough for me to like not complain, because I'm getting new stuff every time that I play where I'm like, oh, I want to equip that, I'll try that out, and like I'm doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Customization is also really good too for the gear, because you can like have different looks and stuff too that I'll pop through and like choose how I look. On the traversal, I don't mind the fact that you can't like climb over a mountain. What I do mind is that if you're going to force me to not climb over the mountain, you got to let me set my horse on a path and let it go to wherever I needed to go.
Oh, yes.
Like, this has been a staple, and I'm pretty sure every Assassin's Creed recently, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but like if you have me going 300 miles away to the top left of this map, let me go like make a soda or something while my horse is going that way. I don't want to have to like navigate that myself.
Yeah.
So like that was a super odd thing for me whenever I first got, and I was like, "Where's follow the road? Like, where's the what are we doing?" It's always been there, and so now I've got to.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I take the approach of I'm gonna go in a straight line for as long as I can. So half the time I'm just like I can't even tell what's going on my screen. I'm running through like bamboo forests, or this has happened quite a bit. I'll just take my mount and I'm like, all right, you're a sea creature now. We're going, we're going across the water, my guy. It's I think traversal got to me tonight because I went to do a quest and I was like, all right, how far away is this? And it said 8,500. I said, I'm gonna do a different quest. That's too far.
Yeah. That I think that like go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, Captain Logan, you said it decentivizes you from trying to power level, but that's what I want. I was max level in Origins and Odyssey before I did anything else in those games. And you want to know what? Those were a blast.
Yeah, it's a different kind of way to play the game. I think that for me, like, I didn't call out the navigation stuff in my review because I also look at Assassin's Creed Shadows as a game that it's like there's got to be a suspension of disbelief kind of thing. Like I always throw that term around when I think about games like this, where it's like, let's say I want to be in this RPG world and I'm going to follow this road and I'm going to check out the beautiful mountains I'm clearly being guided to look at, and like you'll have leaves blowing in the breeze and all this stuff. So like with that in mind, I kind of like let myself be a part of the experience that Ubisoft wants me to have, and I'm like enjoying the way that they're presenting it to me. But then there's that like gamer side of me at heart where I'm like, yeah, this is a really pretty road. I could have shaved 5 minutes off of this whole trip and just like literally plow through that mountain. So it's a balance of both. Like I don't think it kills the experience, but it is something that's like if you're looking for a gamey game you can grind, it will hold you back from that.
Another thing I will say about like the environment, but this one specifically focused on the viewpoints, is any single time you have a viewpoint that is like a tree, it is the exact same shaped tree and it looks exactly the same. It looks like they just were like, hey, AI, copy and paste this tree model into anywhere there's a viewpoint with a tree. And if I see this one more time, I'm going to lose it because I'm sick of seeing it.
I wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice it
It's
either.
all I noticed.
Kyle's focusing on the minute details. Very, very critical over here. No. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about with Shadows? I think we've covered it pretty extensively. I will say, right now I'm leaning towards like recommending the game. I do think it's like it's good. Like I wouldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if I had to give it a rating 20 hours in, I'd say like it's like an 8. That might vary depending on how the story goes, but like I'm really enjoying it to the point that I really think that it's, again, the best Assassin's Creed game, one of the best for me, best Ubisoft game in a long time. So I have no problem recommending it for sure. It's a very, very good game.
If you want fun stealth gameplay, yes. If you are okay ignoring like maybe half of the story until it gets interesting, yes. But you could also just wait for a sale. I don't think it's like a must go out and buy kind of game.
Yeah.
When has anybody ever waited for a sale for a Ubisoft game? Dude, what are you talking about?
My comments, everyone's picking up Star Wars Outlaws for like $30 and really liking it. Yeah,
Rick, I do like the game.
Yeah, let's say
It's just
Rick says this has been a remarkably negative impressions, despite 2/3 of you guys saying you liked it. Listen. I think that comes down to the fact that it's a lot easier to talk about critiques
Yeah.
than it is positives, because a lot of the positives might be spoiler territory.
I think that's fair. I think for me, it's like it's easier to call out the criticisms because then it's like we can talk about how like I love the way the weapons feel. I love the combat. I think it's very fluid. I think that like the parry system is great.
What's your
I like
favorite weapon? What's your favorite weapon?
for me.
Yeah.
No, I like weirdly enough, I don't like playing as Yasuke as much as I like playing as Nawe, but like the long katana, dude, hitting a couple of hits with the long katana and really getting some power swings in there. I'm a big fan of the long katana. The thing that Nawe has that starts with a K, I forget what it's called.
With the ball and
the
yeah,
ball
that's my
hook on it.
favorite, dude. I love
it's so cool.
I love just
so
letting
cool.
everyone come at me and then just swinging it and like, oh my god, that's a blast.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think the abilities are cool as well. Like, there's a lot to love here. I think it's just easier to call out the little things that stand out as things that people should know going into it more so than the positives.
For sure.
Yeah, Rick, I did say I liked it. I just said that I didn't like it as much as like at least 10 other Assassin's Creed games.
And I never played any of them, so I'm having a good time. All right, guys, I think that'll do it for our. Let me see. Let me make sure we don't have any more questions. Sam Heaney did write in, said, regardless of whether Shadows could ever save Ubisoft, do you think that Assassin's Creed moving forward continues the formula as it is, or do you think the series needs a revamp?
I mean, what is the future at this point, dude? Like, you know, Shadows is great. Has this changed the trajectory for Ubisoft? Probably not. Like, these conversations are still happening. We saw this week where they're talking about like, who's going to buy this IP? Anybody interested in buying some IP? I think we talked about that on last week's show. If I remember correctly. So it's like, who knows what the future has in store? I think you're going to see more of this type of thing. The question is like, who's making it, what's going to happen with all these Ubisoft teams. So like, I have no idea. The future is totally blurry right now.
For me, in the future, I would rather see them kind of separate the two styles that they have going on here. Like, take the Valhalla Yasuke kind of combat and make that its own like series. You could call it whatever you want. It could be like a spin-off of Assassin's Creed with like a subtitle underneath it. But I want Assassin's Creed to go back to being about the assassins, the Templars, and more focused on the stealth and assassin gameplay, and less focused on the I'm gonna bust down this door like the Kool-Aid Man and mess you up.
The Kool-Aid Man reference is good. That was nice. Yeah.
I am not educated enough on Assassin's Creed to give you an opinion on what they should do in this series.
I was totally waiting on Kyle to be like, you know what they need to do? They need to go back to Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, and they need to do another 2.5D side scroller because that's what the people want.
They need to never make those games again.
Yeah, they never need to do that again. They need to go back to that one they made on the DS that was god awful. I forget what that one was.
Captain Logan wrote in, said in the chat here, do you feel Shadows has a Ubisoft reputation tax when it comes to review scores? I mean, personally don't think so, because I think it reviewed better than most people expected it to.
Yeah, I think the tax comes with the public conversation. Like, I think that this was fighting an uphill battle from the start because, like, I mean, I saw tons of, I get a lot of random, like, gaming hot takes on Facebook, even though, like, my Facebook is not gaming related at all. And it's one of those things where it's like, everybody was saying, this is the last time that Ubisoft has to get it right. Let's make sure we don't buy it. So they go on. Like, it's one of those, like, people were just being intentionally assholes about the whole thing. And it's like, that is what Ubisoft is combating. And I think the fact that not only did it land at an 8, but I have a tweet on my timeline with 12,000 likes on it of somebody defending the game and telling people to stop like talking shit about it. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Like, I thought this was going to be like not a publicly proclaimed great win for Ubisoft. And the fact that it is, I think that speaks to how good the game is, that not only did it get good reviews, it overcame the public conversation to the point that everybody's like, yeah, pretty good. Like, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the reception has been more positive than expected, and I think fairly so based on what we've all played. Because if it come out and been like a 6, I think it would have been given those people, you know who I'm talking about, with those voices, be like, I told you it was DEI slop, instead of like there's valid critiques that have nothing to do with that. All
Yeah.
right, so. Oh, and I should say, because I don't think I forgot, we all were given a code by Ubisoft for our reviews. So take that with however you will.
Ubisoft, all my critiques come from a place of love because I want you to make the series good.
Yeah, it is funny whenever I see like, and I mean like it's totally fair because everybody's gonna be like, got a key from Ubisoft, and then the title of the video is like, I didn't like this at all, and it's just like it's hilarious because like all opinions are valid, but it's just funny to be like, hey, thank you so much, I fucking hate it.
All opinions are valid unless except if you haven't played the game, then you don't get an opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you get an opinion in my comments on TikTok. I don't know. I mean,
Damn.
we're welcoming over there. You can do whatever you want over there.
I think Luke left the chat a while ago. All right, but can I just say, Logan, maybe you can tell him this. I specifically went to your videos and Luke's videos, and I was like, time to read the chaos in here. And his, not too bad. Yours, oh
Fine.
my God,
dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I hung out in there for like an hour, and then I just left, and I'm just gonna let you guys do with it what you will. It's yeah, man. It's the short form content gets the short form thought process, I think, and people just don't have deep thoughts that they can
I almost responded to some of them, and I was like, "This ain't worth it."
Yeah,
no, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But I mean, you keep that video playing in the background while you argue on my comments, and you just keep it rolling, dude. I'm cool with it. You do whatever you need to do.
Well, I had
really showing you, Sam.
It rolled a while, it rolled a while I was scrolling through all the hate comments.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
All right, guys. Well,
yeah, Rick said when I saw you had like 180 comments on the 35-second video, I knew that was a total cesspool. 1000%. Every time I open the app, I'm like, I'm in danger. It's like the Simpsons meme. Like that's how I feel every time.
Good time though, guys. Go if you want to laugh. If you want to laugh at the underbelly of society.
Enjoy.
All right, guys. Just quickly, we'll go through these. I'll do the Game Pass update first. So available now, you got Octopath Traveler 2 for series consoles at the standard tier. You also get Train Sim World 5 for consoles at the standard tier. You also have Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island for console, PC, and cloud at all tiers. March 25th, you get Blizzard Arcade Collection for console and PC at all tiers. March 27th, Atom Fall for console, PC, and cloud at the Ultimate and PC tier. In addition, we also got the release date for Towerborne finally coming to Xbox Series consoles, coming April 29th to Game Preview and Game Pass. Sam, any of those piquing your interest?
Weirdly enough, Blizzard Arcade Collection. I've kind of had that's been on my wish list for a hot minute, so like I'm glad to see that one coming. Really? Atom Fall is just like given Atomic Heart. Like it's just, I don't know if it's like up there for me. I know Luke did a preview on XCP that it's on my watch later list that I need to go back and check out, but like I might give that a shot. Towerborne, whatever. I'm also excited for 33 Immortals though. So I might check out some 33 Immortals going in as well. But yeah, Blizzard Arcade Collection I think is the standout for me for this month.
All right. I did not expect that. Kyle. Anything piquing your interest here, buddy?
I mean, if you want to play Towerborne, maybe, I guess. But other than that, I'm not going to touch any of this.
Yeah. The problem with Towerborne, like I'm glad to finally get a release date, but like, what do you got? South of Midnight, you got Expedition 33, you got Doom. And you're like, let's just put Towerborne right in the middle of all those. I'm sure the game will do well now. Like, you're just sending it out to fail. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, to be fair, like what's the crossover between the Doom crowd and the Towerborne crowd? Like, or is that really like somebody's waiting with bated breath for both of those at the same time, other than people in this chat right now?
Trying to killing all these demons tonight. Gonna hop on over to Towerborne.
You're hunting monsters in Towerborne. It's like Castle Crashers, right? I think. Yeah, that's the only one I have interest in. Adam Fall, I did watch Logan's preview over on XCP, and his thoughts kind of summed up how I was like feeling after seeing the coverage. So I see people excited for it, great. But I'm definitely not like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Last story. Xbox Play Anywhere benefits over at GDC, otherwise known as the Game Developer Conference. Xbox has promised to speak about the importance of their Play Anywhere initiative. For those unfamiliar, Play Anywhere titles allow you to buy the game once, either on PC or Xbox, and have it for both places to play with your saves, achievements, etc. Xbox has been adding cloud to this for certain titles in recent weeks, and recently hit 1,000. Was it 1,000 or 10,000? It was 1,000, right?
It was 1,000, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember not being like, oh, that's not like cool, but that's not that many.
Right.
1,000 games supporting this feature. However, it's clear they want to incentivize developers to have the feature more. Announced to GDC, developers with Play Anywhere are getting 20% more game hours played than those without. So just a small story. I know I really put it in here because me and Sam specifically, Kyle, not you, have been talking about the importance of Play Anywhere, like having this expansive library going forward for Xbox's future. And to see that if you have this feature, you're getting more playtime. They're trying to hype up, hey, we got Silk Song, we got Expedition 33, we got all these like smaller titles, and I use smaller in quotes, coming to the service with the Play Anywhere tag. Maybe you should come over and support this feature. I think that's really interesting. I think that's a good thing for the future of Xbox.
Yeah, more games, more places. I'm all about it. I think the stat is interesting to throw out. I also thought it was interesting that you said GDC, otherwise known as the Game Developers Conference, instead of the Game Developers Conference, also known as GDC. Just want to throw that out there. But nonetheless,
nobody calls it that, you know?
Yeah, nobody calls it that. Used its legal name, Game Developers Conference. But yeah, Play Anywhere is cool. I want more of it. I think we're going to see more of it. I know we saw there was that leak right before the show went live, or that thing they put out where it had Steam UI, and it's going to be like a GOG launcher kind of thing they're trying to put together for the PC side, I would imagine. So more to come on that later this year with a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah. Kyle,
I think it's funny you think Silk Song still exists.
Now we're going to rake and Silk in chat.
The rumor is coming from Ecstasis. All right. It's dropping in June.
That would be crazy for a day, like a stealth drop during the Xbox showcase of Silk Song finally available on Xbox Game Pass.
Evo Stinction, Kevin.
What? What?
That game.
Evo Stinction?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's coming. So good. Wow, Rick. Jeez.
Right, get the clown makeup, guys. Yeah. No, listen, Silk Song's coming because it's gonna get us a 97 for fantasy. That and GTA. Me and Sam, victory.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. I think that'll do it for the show. This week, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Kyle, I'm gonna let you go. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
Nowhere.
Well, thanks you. Great job, man. I want everyone to know that like we have like what 6 hosts here. 6. How many hosts we have? 6 at Save the Game Media. 7 maybe. And I think Sam and I are the only ones that actively promote anything, use social media. And he just left me. He's dead now.
I was gone. No, the room is like 80 degrees right now, so I'm just gonna flip on the fan.
Oh, you're gonna need that AC soon, there, buddy. North Carolina
I haven't
coming
had
for
any
you.
social media since
I'm not just specifically calling you out, bro. I ain't calling you
okay.
out. All right, you know, other people. I don't know if Sam's back yet because
I'm back. No, I never left.
Oh, okay. Sam, you want to let everyone know where they can find you, my much more online friend?
Yeah, no worries. You can find me at JamPackSam.com. We have the one end that doesn't have social media or spend time on it. You have the other guy that pays for a website, URL, domain. But yeah, you can find all my links there. Got a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, man, it's got some exciting things coming up. So more to come.
Yeah, well, that's in the description, A1, if you're not
playing GTA, everybody.
No, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
you imagine people are just playing GTA.
I've had it for a year. What are you talking about?
Logan says you guys have others. Why? If we didn't, wouldn't the channel just be called Project XTalk? Wouldn't make any sense, True. Logan. Wouldn't make any sense. You can find me at the Muffin Mon everywhere. You can follow us at Save the Game Media over on Blue Sky to stay up to all of our latest. Until next time, we will see you. Goodbye.